going?
San Francisco.
San Fran. We're in Oakland right now. On the ferry to Oakland. There's San Fran over there.
The first thing you want to learn when you hit Alcatraz is keep your mouth shut, walk with your back to the wall.
We're gonna push the button.
Thank you for joining us on our tour of the Alcatraz cell house. You should now be standing under the sign that says tour begins here. On your right, look for a photo panel entitled Tour Narrators. Walk over to it.
All right.
Walk, do not run. We're moving from one place to another.
I'm Pat Mahoney, former Alcatraz correctional officer, and I'll be your guide. I served 7 years on the Rock. The Alcatraz cell house opened as a federal prison in 1934.
Well, here's a typical Alcatraz cell. Every one of them in the cell house is exactly like.
Had a metal tabletop and a little chair there, and that was about it. The cell was pretty barren.
When you get to Times Square, turn left. Look over towards the right and find the large photo of the prison recreation yard. Walk over to it.
You want to go in? This is the rules of the cell house. Your cell is subject to search at any time.
Prisoners had a decision to make, whether to obey the rules or not, to do good time or bad time. That decision affected their lives dramatically.
An inmate is given housing, good food, medical attention, and all the necessities of life.
Everything else was a privilege. D Block was the prison within Alcatraz, the treatment unit. Unruly or violent prisoners were sent here. They stayed in their cells 24 hours a day. Typically, they were only allowed out once a week for a shower and exercise. Walk over to the cells on the far right with solid green doors. This was solitary confinement, the whole, cells 9 through 14.
Why can't you go to here?
When the cell was occupied, the regulations required that the light be on.
We kept the lights off when they were in there. They were in the dark.
You may enter one of the cells.
Let me out, Dax, let me out.
His skin cups, and they drag him back and forth across the front of the bar.
Turn around and look up at the windows. They face San Francisco and the setting sun.
The yacht club, which was directly across from the island, would always have a big New Year's party. If the wind was blowing from that direction to the Rock, you could actually hear people laughing, you could hear music.
We're heading for what the inmates call Michigan Avenue. Look across the aisle for cell number 138. Walk over to it and look inside.
And he was laying in there, so I reached in through the bars and I hit the pillow. And Lord knows what happened. The head fell off on the floor. The guy said that I shot back about 6. There's his face, there's his head, hair on his head and everything. One of the other officers there said, here's another one, Bill, right here. There's one up here, Bill. And I said, don't touch him, don't touch it. A horror movie. And I was right in the middle of it.
Prisoners Frank Lee Morris and 2 brothers, John and Clarence Anglin, had escaped the night before. They made dummy heads to fool the officers. A According to the reports, the men enlarged the vent openings in the back of their cells with stolen spoons. Directly ahead of you is the dining hall. 3 times a day, all the men in general population gathered here for 20-minute meals. This was potentially the most dangerous room in the cell house. Now walk to the barred area at the far end of the dining room. Behind it is a kitchen area. Notice the knife rack on the left. The shape of each knife was outlined on the rack.